Well, let me just in case someone comes in.
That's a great, I will.
Okay.
All right.
All right, the board met in closed session, but no action was taken. We will reconvene to open session at 4:33. Is there a motion to approve, disciplinary case 48 as recommended?
So moved.
Second. And we'll do a roll call vote. Mr. Dysinga?
Aye.
Mr. Lopez?
Aye.
And Mrs. Pickle, also an aye. Moving on to the first item, staff HP Chromebook refresh.
Thank you, President Pickle. Public Contract Code 201118 gives direction to the district to seek competitive bids for purchase of $50,000 and above, or as annually adjusted by the superintendent of public schools. It is the practice of the Merced Union High School District to seek out the most cost-effective and efficient purchasing procedures. In keeping with the practice, the Merced Union High School District is seeking authorization to purchase 600 teacher Chromebooks through CDWG by use of the Irvine USD 1920-01 IT Tech and Peripherals piggyback contract at the quoted cost of $298,302. The superintendent recommends the Board of Trustees approve the purchase of 600 staff HP Chromebooks using the Irvine USD 1920-01 IT Tech and Peripherals 1920-01 IT cooperative contract.
So moved.
Second?
I second that.
Any questions?
Yeah, just real quick, Cheryl, well, what's the lifespan of a current Chromebook that teachers use?
We refresh on a 5-year
Okay.
cycle, typically. This last couple of years, it was more Dell, power refresh and extra monitors
Right.
for distance learning, and the Chromebooks weren't refreshed in math. A little bit behind our schedule.
And then as far as the purchase of the Chromebooks, are we purchasing additional ones for like classified personnel that do, I guess, work with kids on a Chromebook, or just teachers only?
Some of the 600 includes instructional staff of the classified rank. We got our numbers directly from the site who, provided what their needs were to cover everybody.
Thank you, ma'am. That's it for me.
Questions? No? Okay, then we'll take a roll call vote. Mr. Dysinga?
Aye.
Mr. Lopez?
Aye.
And I'm also an aye. The next item, construction management services for the El Capitan High School defect remediation repair project.
President Pickle, please excuse the length, but it's probably important that all of this be read aloud. El Capitan High School was a new construction built from the ground up. The campus includes 9 buildings as well as grounds, quad, sports field, a pool, and parking lot. The exterior cladding of all the buildings is a thin brick veneer, which is cement tile manufactured to resemble the clay brick construction of yesteryear when installed and grouted. The brick veneer is installed over a brown coat stucco system base that is attached to the metal frame studs supported by the steel superstructure. Since the start of occupancy of the building, MUHSD has experienced adhesion failures of the veneer to the brown coat stucco system. These failures progress from a few tiles to larger sheets of tile to laminating from the walls. The failures were of such magnitude that precautions of erecting barriers, fencing, and closing off to person students at certain areas of the campus for safety of the students and faculty of El Capitan High School was required. The expected cost of repairs of the failures resulted in the district engaging a construction defect attorney. The law firm of Kasdan, Turner, Thompson, Booth, LLP was retained to bring a legal action against responsible parties for the recovery of the cost of remediation of veneer, cladding, and other issues existing at El Capitan High School. During the course of the litigation, testing was performed to identify the cause of the observed failures of the veneer. Litigation remains pending against the manufacturer and supplier of the thin brick veneer and adhesion system, which was comprised of a proprietary waterproof membrane and mortar combination. While the findings are presently the subject of litigation, repairs, the information gathered to date supports conducting the repairs. Remediation design includes removing the existing brick veneer, removing the waterproof membrane by grinding, repairing the surface of the brown coat stucco, and reinstalling new thin brick veneer with new grout and caulking. In an effort to mitigate risk and liability, the locations that will be repaired will be all walls that have high elevations. Those locations have been identified as all of Building A, the admin, C, the performing arts, G, the gym, and J, the industrial arts. Additionally, all of the walls of stair towers, elevator towers, and columns of the classroom building will be remediated. The project is an aggressive multi-month project that can begin immediately by working with design architects to complete mock-ups and compile the bid package documents with the goal of a contractor approved for a construction start date before the end of May 2022. This lack of time at the start of the process can act as a basis to hire a construction manager to devote all resources necessary to accomplish starting and finishing a complex project with an aggressive schedule. The project goal is to have the demolition portion of the contract completed prior to students returning to the campus for the 22-23 school year. Facts to support the hiring of construction manager for the defect repairs at El Capitan are: one, the overall size and complexity of coordinating complex cladding repairs at 9 buildings that will require multiple crews working in multiple areas. The need to conduct pre-repair mock-ups and testing to make sure repairs and materials in order to obtain the best warranties available. 3, the necessity to conduct and coordinate the removal of existing veneer in such a manner so that reduction and elimination to watertight integrity of the brown coat system. And 4, to verify and document the correct installation of the replacement veneer by ensuring proper thickness and consistency of adhesives, mortars, grouts, and caulking. Per Government Code Contract Section 53060, Government Code Section 4525, the district may hire a construction management firm to provide such services. Merced Union High School District is proposing to hire the construction management services of the Bergman Group based on their specific knowledge and experience related to the El Capitan High School brick veneer project. Superintendent recommends the board approves the proposal from the Bergman Group to provide construction management services for the El Capitan High School defect remediation repair project for the amount of $1,136,400.
Any questions?
That's a lot of money for essentially a 3 or 4 month project.
It's probably 10 months is their goal, and that's without any interruption. They hope to finish before December 31st of 2022.
So that's not, I mean, they're gonna start in May and they're gonna finish in December?
No, they have been our expert witness, so they are so familiar. They come to us with a great knowledge of what needs to be done to remediate this project. And like, the last time we talked about that there would be a 3-step process. The hiring of the construction management firm, the demolition contract, and then the reinstallation. And what we hope to do, what we've experienced with them already working with them on the remediation of the roof project was that they were able to actually save us money. In the breakdown of the proposed total cost of the project, they are already saving us money with architect fees because they already have used architects in our defense during the various lawsuits. Again, they know, they have intimate knowledge. this is money that we would not be, that we would have to spend somewhere else if we started with another firm.
Just to be clear, this is built into the projections, that we have discussed, and it's the reason why it's, getting done at the dollar amount it's gonna get done at, is because of this, contract.
I have no problem with the Bergman Group. It does seem like they've been really good, and obviously we have the letter from the attorney that says, you know, they can't recommend, but, you know,
Right.
they work well with, and, I just think that is a lot of money. I mean, over $1 million, and I just keep wondering too, we've got plans moving forward for the next many years to have a lot of new projects, new construction. And, I mean, I guess I'm now trying to figure out, okay, we're gonna build a pool in Merced and a pool in Atwater, and are we gonna have to hire a construction management company to oversee that too? Or is that part of the consulting group that we're working with now is?
No, I think the complexity, there's such a complexity to this, and there's such a high liability for the district, that if we don't get this right, this is money well spent.
Yeah, this is a very different situation than what you're talking about. An architect would be intimately involved in the development of that and basically oversee the project for us. But if you're inferring that we need to look at personnel to help oversee those projects, yeah, that's definitely something we can look at. But as far as this goes, this is a whole different level, as you know, of liability, and it just needs to be done right.
And my argument is that they're actually gonna save us money and time. The original proposal of how to remediate this was probably over a 2 to 3 year period, where we were going to remove classrooms and students and staff for maybe 3 to 6 months while the demo and then the reapplication of the veneer was done building by building. And
Just picture that. That's a 2-story portable modular building, probably 2 of them, one in the student parking lot, one in the staff parking lot. That was the plan prior to this group coming aboard.
So they're gonna save us money, but not $1 million, but
well,
we need somebody's professional services regardless.
Yeah, these are the best people we can hire to do the job and get us the result we need.
yeah, I don't wanna throw a number out there. But originally, the expense to do this was gonna be far greater. And again, these people are intimately aware and knowledgeable about how to fix it for at least most of it for the price that we like.
Ralph, can you remind us how much we have received to go towards this to date?
26 million. It was 23 something from the original contractor and about 1.5 from the architect. And again, we still have CVP in pending
Those
litigation.
are guesstimate numbers, so.
Right. We can get you
we can
exact
give you
numbers.
that.
No, it's okay, but I
We have
think,
spent approximately 3.6 to remediate the roof. So that comes out of that.
yeah, okay. Well, I think that's helpful for perspective too, though, for the public, if they're concerned with, okay, it's $1 million against a what size project, right? I mean,
Yeah, I think it's important to look at what the total cost will be. The total cost and the total interference in the school, in the school life of El Capitan. Because I don't want to throw out numbers, but this is significantly less than we were projecting.
Mhm.
So we'll leave it there.
Thank you.
Thank you for asking. Any questions? Oh, no, Richard, no questions?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay,
I second the motion.
okay, let's do a roll call vote. Mrs. Ham?
Yes.
Mr. Icinga?
Aye.
Mr. Lopez?
Aye.
And I am also an aye, so that passes 4-0. And those were our only 2 items, so we'll adjourn at 4:48.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are we off?